This is the spiritual reading for the week of February 3rd, 2nd or 3rd. Sorry, I didn't look before, of 2019. And it's not the specific actual day. Trying a new location in the space. Just trying to figure out until I have additional space in my house to do these more pleasantly than just randomly, as a viewer had suggested. Sorry if I'm moving around a little bit. I'm recovering very nicely from breast surgery, and I was holding it in the wrong arm, so I was starting to feel it in the surgery arm. So I had to switch arms. So it's the reason that I'm posting late this week on the spiritual reading, because recovering from surgery. Anyhow. So I'm gonna get right into it. So interesting enough, the first two to come to play is actually for the person who suggested the change of ambiance. Wally, which I'll remember to tell you personally as well, through email or text, you know, Bob and Connie, you know, want you to know that they're very proud of you for how much you have become very diverse in your life, and especially in your older life. Obviously, I don't know you, knew you prior to the last few years that I've met you, but you seem very open to a lot of things to me, especially for discussion. But they said that wasn't always the case, that you were, you know, a little hard-headed in some of the aspects of what you would consider right versus wrong, and that they have witnessed in the afterlife how much you have grown to everyone that loves you, and that they are extremely proud of you and what you are doing in your life, including what you're still trying to accomplish in everyday aspect. So yeah, there you go. Just want you to know they said hi too as well. They hi, and they'll talk again another time. So okay, on to the next. So it seems that we got pairs here. It's not necessarily you know, partners, but you know, pairs of people. So all right, the next one is Sally and Mary wants their family to know that half the family is doing great. You guys are making every decision you need to make in the right way at the right times. The other half is struggling, and they're struggling because when they are given paths to choose, they don't choose the right paths out of fear and concerns. So those are natural responses for people to have in situations, and that the way to move forward from them is, instead of just making decisions really quickly, which is what they typically tend to do. If a decision needs to be made, that's it, I'm making it. They need to take a step back and actually kind of look at the big picture first, or at least how much of the big picture they can actually see, to make sure that they're actually making the right decisions. All right, next one. So this is Robert and Robert. This is a father and a son. Last name starts with W's. Same last name, because they're again partners. So father and son, Robert W's, to their wives that are both still alive. Yes, they still sleep by their sides. You guys have not moved forward, either one of you, in finding a new man in your life or a new relationship to have somebody sleep by your side. So until the day you do, they will always be by your side when you're sleeping. During the day, it depends on what's happening, because both of them do have jobs, and they actually work together as a team as well. So you know, these are pairs for various reasons in the afterlife. So, and the jobs that they're currently doing as a pair is, you know, the stories where somebody's driving really fast and they hit something and there's no way they should be alive. They are doing together a protective bubble around the person to keep them alive, because their purpose in this life is more important than death. So there are some situations regarding somebody dying where people are meant to be saved some way, somehow. Okay, so the next two are Mary and another Mary, different Mary though, Mary and Rosemary. This is a mother and a grandmother to Connie. Yep, another Connie. So we got repeats, but Connie's alive. Connie B. Yeah, Connie B. Okay, sorry, too many in here. So I gotta, when I start talking to one, they all want to start chatting in because time moves too fast. All right, so Mary and Rosemary wants Connie to know that the decision for surgery is what is right for her right now. This decision is something that she is being told is an alternative for her, even by her healthcare providers. Yet at the same time, the longer she waits, the worse it's going to be for complications in her back, because it feels like knee surgery, like a knee replacement, because the right knee on me it feels like it's just falling apart and it's grinding. Could she wait a year or two, as the doctors are suggesting, because of her age? Absolutely. But the longer she waits, the more that her back is going to be affected. And the more that her back is affected, the more the hip's affected, which then also means the more that the right knee is going to get worse and worse. And then after surgery, the knee's going to start to fall apart, within a few years. So when you get to surgery, no matter when that is, whether it's sooner or later, make sure you find a good program to work on your back immediately. Your stomach muscles are so tight that you're being pulled forward, so into a hunch position, and so you have to work the psoas muscles and open up the belly to elongate the back so you can stand up straight. A lot of it has to do with the knee. When you can't put a lot of stuff on the knee, you're going to lean forward, but it's also occupational too. When you sit behind a desk, you crunch yourself. So they just want you to know you have to address your back either way, because if you don't, then the knee's going to get worse fast, and then your hip's going to go, and you're just going to fall apart, and there's no reason to fall apart, and there's no reason to be in this much pain. Okay. John and John, this is a father and a son as well, but it is like, for the person alive, it's going to be father and grandfather. It's John Jr., John the First, who's alive. So it's three Johns, okay? Okay, last name starts with an R. So John R. the First, your grandfather, and your father, Jr. Yeah, you're struggling, and they feel for you. They understand that you are going through a lot, that you've been going through a lot for a very long time. You have some guilt over both of their deaths, even though you didn't have anything to do with the deaths. The guilt, I'm being told, stems from you not being able to see them before they died, and that is burdening you. An understandable feeling. They want you to acknowledge that, and they realize that. So they're both saying, listen, it's not your fault you couldn't get there faster. It was what it was. You were on your way for both of them when they both died. And honestly, they didn't want you to see them the way that they were, because the way that they were was not what they actually looked like in death. That the memory of them in the hospital bed, in the condition that they were in, doesn't compare to what they were alive. And then when they were dead, their faces, although are the same, they look different anyway. So, but the acceptance of it looking different in death is easier to accept than just before they die. So they know you have a lot of guilt, and it's creeping into your life, and it's actually causing a lot of the relationship problems that you have with everybody. So they want you to do a fire ceremony, and you would be able to find how to do that in one of these videos. It should be labeled, and do the fire ceremony. It will help you let go of these feelings that you have and this guilt that you are holding on to. You might have to do it several times because of the layers of deepness that you feel guilty about, but They want you to do this because it's going to help you move forward in life. So, yeah. Best of luck. You can do it if you want to do it. So, that's it for this week, guys. Until next week. I should be able to do it on Sunday and get it actually processed, since I am feeling a lot better after surgery and able to move around a lot easier. Thanks.